YouTube, and you've probably seen me bent over there because, of course, just as we went to start, some of the packages and pickups just went tumbling away.
So you had to pick them up?
So I had to pick them up again. Does that make them a double pickup? I don't know. And I don't know if I'm properly in shot here. We're trying out a new room, new position, and we don't have a viewfinder. Tony had a very interesting idea on a viewfinder.
First time ever.
He had an interesting idea. First time ever. You heard me say it. Broke the
and
eye.
you will never hear it again.
Yes. You surprised me, Tony. You surprised me.
We must really do that.
But yeah. So hopefully everything's in shot. But yeah, this is a package and pickups video that's actually got video games in it. No food. We could try and eat them. Well, actually, you just picked up Lucozade, so I guess that's got
product placement.
Yes. This video has been brought to you by the letter L of Lucozade.
I don't think they own the copyright to the letter L.
No, but they'd probably try if they could. Anyway. Games. I'm going to start with a few PlayStation 3. I'm going to start modern and kind of, I guess, work back. First up, new game that I picked up sealed, and this is from coffee. This is from Amazon. It's God of War Collection 2. Big God of War fan. If you see my last pickup video, I think I showed God of War Ascension in it. Finished that game since then. Not one of the best God of Wars. Okay, but I'm glad I picked it up cheap. Similarly for this one, I think it was like 15 quid, which is, since it's got 2 games, and it's not too bad. I've played Chains of Olympus. Enjoyable. A good PSP game, good for portable, because these were originally portable games. 4 hours long though, so quite short.
How much was that for 4 hours long?
When I got it on the PSP,
yeah,
it's about €8. So
yeah, that's right.
In a way, it actually worked out better because when I got the PSP, I had no memory card, so I couldn't save.
Yeah.
So I just left it plugged in and played it. The fact that you could finish it in 4 hours meant I could nearly finish it without saving. It was actually like playing a retro game.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have save. And some retro games were actually bloody long. Like,
Yeah.
I know you could, there's a lot of them you can clear in 20 minutes.
We said this about Rollo to the Rescue.
Exactly.
Impossible.
No passwords, no battery backup, no nothing. Yeah. But there's a good, at least an hour's gameplay if you're moving through that.
Yeah.
And if you want to do everything and get every level and do, you're talking several hours.
Yeah, you really are. And it was hard in places as well.
Yeah. And because, of course, when you don't save and you go back to the start every time, it's not like, you know, you always go back to level 6 and you can practice level 6. No, you got to work all the way up.
Yeah.
So, you get proficient at level 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. But you keep dying then at level 6.
Which is, I think, why we have a bit of nostalgia about the old games. Like, I know there are certain games that I can pick up, and I know the first, say, 3 levels, like that, no problem, grand. You know, like Syndicate, Buck Rogers, I can pick them up and be kind of a quarter of the way through the game before I come across any slight challenge.
It's kind of like an automatic reflex.
Yeah.
You can
it
just
really is in some ways.
click, you know the old adage of you can just get, the bicycle, you never forget, that's it. And to me, there's certain games like Sonic and the Masters and things like that where just it's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
I never forget. And, I'm going to do something different here. This game is actually bugging me, so I'm going to try and open it on camera. And if I can't do that straight away, I'm going to get Tony to go on with the next pickup. Could you do it?
Okay. I thought we were going to carry on with the PS.
Well, I'll come back to that, because there's a
back
reason this is bugging me. Even though this is brand new from Amazon, disc is rolling around in there, so
it's bugging him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to move on.
And it's a sealed game.
I'm not going to move on. I'm going to move on. You sure? You ready? Okay. Coming with an Xbox game now, Shadow the Hedgehog. I have never actually played this. I feel I should. Like, as a Sega owner back in the day, I have a huge amount of brand loyalty for Sega and Sonic in particular. Is it actually any good? Have you heard much about it?
I've never played it. Oh, it's meant to be very bad.
Really?
Well, if you look at the cover,
he's got a gun.
He's got a gun with a big explosion.
Yeah.
You know, you think of Sonic, you think of Green Hill Zone, you think of... It's essentially, it's a colourful world. They're trying to give it too much attitude. It's try-hard. That's what I think of that one. And to be honest, I suspect that if that was not related to Sonic the Hedgehog, if they just made it its own thing, it'd probably be considered an average game, just run-of-the-mill, nothing spectacular, but not that bad. But by tying it into Sonic the Hedgehog, it's kind of like, what are they doing? This is ridiculous, you know, and it gets slayed. Like, even just on the back of the box there, they have Sonic, and it just seems, the colours of that character seems at odd to this game.
Yeah.
But it was only like £3 or something, and it's all complete. Actually, I think it has a poster or something here. Yeah, Sega catalogue. Back when the day when they did catalogues. So it just, yeah, it doesn't click right. But as a collector, I was going to pick it up.
Yeah. For £3 you can really.
Exactly, and it was on credit, so I didn't actually spend cash on it. So
fair enough.
All the better. And I will return to PS3 while I've got that God of War fixed. Duh! Just showed you how cheap they're making packaging these days. You get it in the mail, and it's rattling about. I got Assassin's Creed Revelations on PlayStation 3 off Amazon as well, and the box was fully sealed, but like the actual plastic inside was all cracked and broken. It's like,
I wouldn't mind, but I mean they're making huge profits for not paying taxes. You think they could spend a little
Amazon?
Bit? Yeah. I say spend a little bit more, and we're okay. Right now you're bugging us.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they were.
Or just use slightly better boxes, Sony. You know, I mean, Microsoft are worse offenders with the process being so. If you look at, if you take an early PlayStation 2 game, and you take a late PlayStation 2 game, and you compare the boxes, it's like night and day. Yeah. The early ones good and sturdy and strong. Later ones are like just fall apart looking at. But anyway, PlayStation 3, and it's LA Noire. See my recent pickup? I got the LA Noire guide. That's what it was. I got the guide in the charity shop. So I've seen this on a local listing. It's the complete edition, and it is complete. Apparently it's got the extra DLC missions. I thought it looked, well actually reading from the back it says, includes additional access to all LA Noire add-on content, 5 initial cases, ranging from traffic to arson, then they detail it all. I've never played it, but when I seen the guide, I kind of looked it up a bit and thought, oh, this looks really interesting. You know, it's got very mixed reviews, but I was definitely curious. This is going on my to play sooner rather than later list.
I have actually played it. I gave it a go, and I think I need to give it a go further. I felt it was very polished. There was parts of it.
Rockstar.
It is Rockstar, of course. I mean, just it's nice. It looks nice. It feels nice. It moves nice. And then there was one bit in it that really, really bugged me, and I just had to stop. It wasn't my game. I was playing it at a friend's house. I stopped immediately at that point. You go to a crime scene and you kind of follow and, oh, what's this? Oh, is this some blood? I must follow this blood. And you kind of follow the clues. It's very nice.
I take it back, you're talking about in the video game now.
Oh yeah, yeah. This isn't just something that happened last week.
You're at a friend's house, there was some blood, it was a crime scene. You started following the blood.
The police told me to leave, so I had to go.
So you went home, the blood. Fine.
Now, one thing is, this man has gone missing. You go to his house and his wife is there. And the way you communicate is you have certain what's the thing? You know the masks that you use in theatre, the happy mask and the sad mask, drama and comedy.
I know the theatre masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, comedy and drama.
Yeah, and so you're meant to kind of respond in a kind of a negative way or a positive way to her statement, saying, "Oh, I was home alone." You put a negative mask on. I was like, "Are you sure you were home alone? There was no one here." And it's like, "Well, maybe I had a friend here for 10 minutes." Yeah, and it's okay. So you can kind of, it's to do with agreement and being very persuasive and polite, or, you know, I don't see where you're coming from with that, and maybe, you know, I'll pry a little bit deeper. And said, oh, well, you know, my husband wasn't home all day, and it's like, I don't really trust her on that. I'm going to pry a little bit deeper. So instead of prying a little bit deeper, it said, "You killed your husband!" No, that's not what I wanted to say at all. At all.
Smidge deeper.
Yeah, just overstepped the mark there. So I just had to give up at that.
That's what I heard. That it's meant to be all about trying to, you know, you're looking at the facial nuances and the nuances of a one-to-one investigation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite deliver on the promise.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know.
But it did up until that point.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not Rockstar's biggest fan, but I'm definitely intrigued to give it a go. So I wanted to get the complete version as well, because, you know, I didn't want to then enjoy the game and go, damn, there's all this extra content. I'll try and get the complete version. It was actually really, really hard because everywhere had the bloody normal version. But anyway, that's PlayStation 3 done. So we'll move on to something else completely new. Sealed, but I'm not opening this one. It's for a console that I don't own. It's for the future. A console that
It's
I
for
don't...
the future. Fantastic.
Yes. Well, the console is for the future. The game is for now, and it is Nintendo Land. And I don't own a Wii U. I will own a Wii U in the future. So this was cheap, and I wanted free shipping, so I bundled it in.
I more than likely will never own a Wii U.
I doubt you will ever own a Wii U. Now, there's a reason why I will own a Wii U. Damn. You probably... I don't know if it'll come across on camera, but as Tony coughed there... Oh, that will probably...
An alarm went off.
An alarm went off. That's a key finder. You're meant to attach it to keys and whistle so that you can find your keys. Now, it never worked. You whistle, you're whistling like mad, doesn't go off. But
how do you whistle?
Didn't go off. Now, it wasn't the best whistle in the world, but it was still a whistle.
Nope.
See? Nothing. Cough, goes off. You rattle a pan in the kitchen, goes off. It was driving us nuts because it was in the kitchen with the car keys. So eventually...
Get rid of it.
Eventually, I actually got it in and threw it in here. Now I don't know where it is.
So we can expect a lot more of that.
So
in
yes,
future videos.
every so often when I'm in the middle of, here's a game for a system I don't own, it'll go. It's kind of like Morse code for why did you buy a game for a system you don't own?
Yeah.
Reason why is because I will own it in the future because they're going to bring out Zelda games and I always buy the Zelda games.
Okay.
That's why. And you have a relation pickup on that side.
No.
Yes, you do. May as well do them together, Tony. It's a controller.
The Wii U Pro controller.
Yes, because that looks like basically a PlayStation or Xbox pad.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Well, I mean, I have no problem with the gamepad. I don't mind trying these new things. What I do think will be a case of, or what I don't think I will be fond of, is the charge time. It only lasts about 3 to 4 hours. Now, when I sit down, I frankly want my controller to last 20 to 30 hours. I don't want to be charging it all the time. I get that with the PlayStation. That's why I like the PlayStation 3 controller. And that's why I wanted this too. And this was cheap, so... Actually, this came with the camera stand that we're using. New camera stand. No longer...
Which you can't see.
Which you can't see. But we have so moved up in the world.
Yeah.
It's no longer magazines. At one point I was using magazines and staplers.
Yeah.
Then we upgraded to the little kind of mobile camera stand. It was like that high. Now we have a proper...
that here? It's been dismantled partially, yeah.
You might see it in a future video when we'll get to that.
The making of.
Yeah, the making of. But anyway, Wii U stuff for the future. And on the Nintendo theme, I may as well continue this. We have a game that was recommended to me by Gordman. He said it was a very good game, and to be fair, it's one that's very hard to get for a good price. This is typically €50, this game here.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I didn't pay that price, obviously. I paid 25 and it was on credit. So, nothing, in a way. And it is Kirby's Adventure Wii. Now, I typically like the Kirby games, and to be fair, this looks good. It's got 4-player drop-in multiplayer. 50 quid, I wouldn't pay 50 quid for a Wii game. In fact, there's pricings. It's all complete and in decent condition. And it was recommended. It's meant to be a good game. So, I was on the lookout. Hard to find. I think this is going to go up in value as well because it's a later release.
Yeah.
So one way or another, you know, you're going to get people 10 years, 15 years from time kind of saying, oh, yeah, the Wii had lots of shovelware, the Wii had its problems, but there was these great Nintendo games on it and they're worth digging out.
Yeah.
And games like this are the ones that are likely to fall into it. There's going to be then the things like Last Story, Xenosaga and whatnot that have collector's versions. They're going to be harder to get. You know, that's the way it goes. It's easier to buy now. Look for it in 10 years' time.
Now, before you step away from that, I notice you have the receipt in that.
Yeah.
And in your Pickles videos, where I'm not in, really complain about this, you'll have to pay me more. You really enjoy finding someone's receipt.
Yes.
So is this something you try to do yourself? Do you keep receipts?
No, it's actually, when I was younger, as a kid, I used to put the receipts that, if I got the receipt when I bought the game, into the box. I don't know, was it to remind myself when I got it, or how much I paid, or what was it? But when I look back on it, I did kind of like, you know, that's actually interesting because I know what the value was, I know what I was paying. It kind of puts it in place in time. So finding other people's as well, like you kind of get a bit of a sense of the journey of the game, and that's why I've recommenced that. So all my modern ones, unless it's a car boot, things like that, where you don't get a receipt of the car boot, I do stick it in the box.
Interesting.
And I will endeavour to do so. In fact, there is now this is a pickup that wasn't. I did record it, and the phone fecked up on me, and didn't. So the video was unusable.
Okay, corrupted.
Yeah. But there's a receipt sitting on a big boxed item there. You can possibly just see it. I'm not going to say what it is.
Games.
No, it's okay. We'll do it later. But that one as well. I put the receipt there because I have to open the box and put it in. But that's another rule. So anyway.
Never mind. I say mine, they're all yours.
They're all mine, but go on. Nintendo. Finish off Nintendo stuff.
Okay. We have 2 for the DS, starting off with Indiana Jones and Staff of Kings. Very stylish. Obviously Harrison Ford on the cover there.
Took a chance on this one.
Is this a car boot?
No, it was local adverts. It was a $5. So as I said, it's Indiana Jones. The 2 games are a $5 each, posted. So I figure not too bad.
It came with the other one?
Well, those are $5 each, but the 2 of them from the same person. So yeah, they came together. Although he posted them separately.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual, but it seemed to be cheaper, believe it or not, to do that. Than
well then, fair enough. He knows what he's doing.
That's Irish Pulse, isn't it? Can I send these 2 games? Yes, but we'll charge you more than if you send them separately. Okay, I'll send them separately. What the frick is that all about? We don't get the kind of buying in bulk at a discount deal. No. In fact, if you've seen our food pickups video on that type of team, Tony's still holding up the game. I've seen several times in those stores recently where if you buy, actually sorry, it wasn't on stores, it was Super Value. You buy, it was the coffee I buy. The 100 milligrams is less than half the price of the 200 milligrams, and that's the standard price. Why would you buy the bigger one then? Like I normally buy the bigger one when it's on sale and Duns and whatnot, but this time I was like, screw that. But anyway, Indiana Jones, taking a chance on it because of the indie property. Pretty cool character. So I thought, I don't know anything about that game.
However,
indie, and the next one is a sequel to a game I do like, and it's Meteos or Disney Meteos.
Disney Meteos.
First Meteos is actually a pretty good puzzle game. I don't know, did you ever play it?
Nope, never actually.
Okay, well it's basically these tiles are falling down, and you have to match up multiple, and it causes a rocket to appear and launch the platforms up. But gravity takes effect and starts to drag them down. So you have to try and connect more to boost the rocket up again.
I like it.
So depending on where you are in the first one, when you were traveling through space, different planets have different gravity.
Okay.
So it's quite clever, and back then it was also one of the early DS titles. You're kind of using this touchscreen for the first time for a puzzle game. And you're kind of going, this is really good use. That's a sequel now, so I'm not too sure if it's how it really follows on. But I liked the first one, so I thought I'd try it.
I don't give the DS enough attention, to be honest.
No,
I really don't. I have Scribbled Notes, and I started playing it. Really enjoyed it. Loved the game. Loved the concept. And then I put it down somewhere, and it stayed put down.
Do you know, Scribble Notes? I tried that out. The concept sounds great, but I just couldn't get into it at all.
I've heard a lot of people say once you figure out one part, say, huge boulder to get over water, you use the same thing again and again. But I wonder, is that not what every game teaches you to do?
Yeah, ultimately, if you take something that's considered a classic, like Zelda, and in the first dungeon you learn push this box onto this switch and then go light this torch.
Yeah.
Every single time you recycle the same ideas.
Yeah.
But I think it's more what Scribblenauts offered was supposedly more. It was meant to be this kind of unlimited, possibility.
Well, presumably there were several different ways to solve each puzzle.
There probably are, but it's more to it than that. Like, people would type in, say, variations on similar things, but always get the same item.
Yeah. And
there's this, they were kind of expecting to get an infinite number of items.
Yeah.
Now that's just not practical.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. But they do a good job. Another thing I wasn't too keen on was the physics. The jumping physics and the platforming physics was a bit
I found it okay, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's it's one of those things that I thought was going to be an absolute stellar title, and it just left me a little cold. That's all. But anyway, we didn't pick up Scribblenauts. I guess you did.
I did
in the past.
Did I buy that, or did you give it to me?
I definitely didn't give it to you.
So I bought it. Okay.
Yeah. Tony bought a game.
He gave me the DS though.
I did. Anyway, do you know what? We'll leave the Sega to last and finish off with the Xbox that's over there.
More Xbox. This time it's Outlaw Golf.
Yeah, for €1.
For €1.
Apparently, it's kind of like you'd almost say like a Hot Shots or Mario Golf type of thing. Crazy golf.
Yeah.
Arcade golf almost. I had credit. It was €1. I figured it. It's actually meant to be quite good.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard some people say that the Outlaw games are pretty fun. Like, they're completely silly, completely ridiculous, but fun.
That sounds like something we should do a video on.
In the future, I'm hoping to do more Xbox Ones. Because we do have to do that NHL hockey or whatever.
Oh, yes,
now,
a rematch.
We tried that. Ran into some technical difficulties. We have some of the technical difficulties resolved. But I
love the way you're saying we. I have nothing to do with this.
It's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a few consoles, a CD32 as well. Wanting to do more on that, and again, I've been working on maybe doing that in other ways. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, we're trying our best, YouTube.
Anyway, go on.
Actually, just before we go off from golf, it doesn't nothing to do with the game. If you ever look at the advertisements for golf, this is something I've noticed a few years ago. Something like the Ryder Cup. If you look at an advertisement, it puts on heavy metal music with it, and the Ryder Cup, and then you'd see 3 guys taking the initial swing off the tee off in a row, and that sound, that whoosh chish, and the ball goes flying. The Ryder Cup. Don't try to fool me. I know what golf is normally like. I've played golf. I actually had golf lessons.
That sounds like the thing in Frasier. Flesh is burning.
That's
flesh is burning.
It is this kind of heavy metal music to advertise golf. You're not going to fool anyone.
Yes.
People who like golf will watch golf. People who don't like golf will not watch golf.
Nothing. I mean, if you're interested in golf, fair enough. Whatever. It's not my.
I enjoy golf.
Do you know what? There's something about watching it as well. You have to be in the right frame of mind for a game like that, because it's a slower paced. It's stretched out all day. It's
it's quite technical and also psychological as well.
Yeah.
It's just not heavy metal. Anyway, let's carry on. Going very, very, very far away from golf.
More heavy metal.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
Now, never played the game.
Neither have I.
I love the comic books. Genuinely love the graphic novels. They really messed up on the movie though. They seriously
Never
did.
seen it.
Don't. Really.
I won't.
No, don't ever do it.
Wasn't on my watch list. So
don't ever let it go on there. Where did you pick this up? Locally?
Yeah, in town.
Oh, cool.
First time I've ever seen it in there, mind you. I don't know, is it an Xbox exclusive or is it on PS2 or anything?
I don't remember, but it's not going to be a majorly common game anyway, so it's probably best to pick it up.
Well, it was like $250 or something like that.
Rarely go around for $250.
Exactly. See, the thing is, at that price, I'm kind of going, that's a coffee.
Yeah.
I'll take a chance if I don't like what I mean, you could trade it back in, you could sell it back. You're talking about pennies, really. Now, on the other hand, you don't want to keep buying. You buy 250 games or whatever that are all shit. You spent a lot of money then. But anyway, I like the box art, and I figured, it's a comic-based property. Worth a shot
with an original story. Perfect.
Well, there we go. Especially if you like the Punisher. Now I know or at least I think there is a Mega Drive Punisher game, or maybe it's SNES, one of those 16-bit eras. And might be confusing it. And I have a feeling it's quite rare. Either that or I've just made that all up.
In which case it's incredibly rare.
Yeah, I'm getting to that age where you start to... you go and tell a story.
Yeah.
And then you think to yourself, wait, did I just make that up?
I think that's a testament to your creativity.
Well, let's put it at that, and not my forgetfulness. And move swiftly on.
I'm out of things, by the way.
I know, that's why I finished off with these things over here. The Sega side of things. And there, 2 of them are a trade that I did with Gordman, who I mentioned earlier, Kirby Wii. This is a very nice trade. And there's one other bit that I don't have on hand because I'm flattening it out. It was a little gift he put in, a Brucey bonus, and chocolate.
I just like that phrase, Brucey bonus.
It's a great phrase, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. We have Marcus Xfile 2708. Thanks for that. I think he popularised it.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I think maybe Bruce Forsyth popularised it a bit before that. You know, Bruce Forsyth, you know, stole it from him. He was browsing YouTube one day, you know.
I'll have a bit of that. Okay, Brucey bonus.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know, all Bruce's phrases come from YouTube. You know, when I
even
used to
the
start,
ones before YouTube was set up.
Even the ones I used to start my videos. Go back and look at my first ones, and I used to say to people, "Nice to see you," and at the end, "To see you nice." And he went, "You know what? I'll have that."
Okay.
But yeah, maybe not. Anyway, Sega stuff trade Gordman. There's a Master System here, Master System game here. This is not a game for my complete collection, but I actually only wanted a part of it. I only wanted the manual, but Gordon was very kind enough to send on the whole thing because it was in nice condition. It's Parlour Games. A while back I did a pickup of this, but I bought one that had no manual, so it's nice and complete. I actually didn't realise it had no manual. I bought it and got it and went, oh, bloody hell, I fucking hell. That, you know, it's one of those eBay sellers listed it wrongly, then I checked the eBay listing. Nope, I just didn't check.
So what are you going to do with your spare copy?
There's a local store that's selling retro stuff. My plan is to trade it in there.
Excellent.
I traded him in something else in there, and I got Thunder Force. Was it 4 on the Mega Drive? It's over there somewhere. Yeah, Thunder Force 4. You know, good game, and he does good prices or whatever. Someday we'll have to get you to check it out. 'Cause very small.
Yeah.
Very small. But
Is he actually nice?
He's very nice, and he tries to keep interesting games in his store and interesting items, and tries to look for things that are a bit different. He has imports. He has slightly more niche systems or niched. Isn't that better? But anyway, back on track. Second game. This one I wanted for my own collection. I don't have it. It's Outrun 2019 on the Sega Mega Drive. It's another Outrun game, and
we're not going to play it until 2019.
Exactly. I hope 2019 doesn't look like that, but it probably will. And
pretty well.
Get to this other bit in a minute.
Okay.
It's complete. It's in great condition. I like the Outrun games. Now this one is a bit unusual. Outrun. We've played it. You know, you're driving along California, coast to coast in America.
You bet me, actually.
I did, yes. And everything's like sun, and it's you know, got the radio on. This one, as you can see the back there, it's kind of like all grey. And I'm not. No point doing it. See the screenshots. Look it up. Maybe we'll do a gameplay sometime in the future. It's meant to be decent enough, and I don't think it was released in America. I think this was a European and Japanese exclusive, so I definitely wanted to add it on because I like Outrun. But this was another item I was after, and this does help my set. It is the consigned manual, because I was missing the manual. So there's 2 games have now become complete, thanks to Marco.
Excellent.
So, very, very happy with that. And as I said, he threw in a Brucey bonus, which was an XCOM item, which I'll probably show in a future video.
Okay.
So, final item, the most retro, I guess, of them all, and again from a local listing, is a boxed and complete Game Genie for the Sega Game Gear. So, the Game Genie, of course, is a cheat peripheral. So, there we go, swivel in the box. And it's freaking huge. Actually, I'm going to try and get that. I'm going to have to be careful now.
After all the talk of our preparation for this video,
I'm going in front of the camera for this. There is the back of it. Where is it? Massive. Now I'm blocking Tony. Now you're a Game Gear. So, yeah. Back on the bed, as it were. So, Game Gear for the Game Genie. You basically stick your game in.
Game Gear for the Game Genie.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Game Genie for the Game Gear. But look at the size of it. It's massive. It even has a compartment here at the back.
For another Game Genie.
For a little tips book where you put in the codes. Which is actually pretty cool because that means you can bring it with you. And it was very well thought out because at the front they have this little glass section. And what they had supplied was some stickers. So you could have stickers with codes here.
Okay.
Slide them in, and then you could see it through there.
I like that.
So when it's running, now I don't have batteries in it, so I can't turn it on. You press the menu and you can
your favourite code.
Yeah, your favourite code. So you don't have to keep going, what was that again? 001 ABC 1, you know, whatever. So, I mean, it's a bit of a monstrosity in terms of size, but it's actually fairly cool. I was very pleased to pick it up, and it's working perfectly. The seller was, God, he was a, you know, one of those times when you deal with someone that's kind of a remote buy, could not be better. Packaged perfectly, sent immediately, communication throughout. You know, it was listed as potentially not working.
Yeah, they haven't tested it.
No, they said they don't have a Game Gear, so they can't test it.
Okay.
So I looked at the condition and said, you know what, the pictures, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'll take a chance on it. It works perfect. First time boof. Perfect working.
Excellent.
Now he even said to me, look, you know, let me know if it works or whatever, and I'm kind of thinking, sure, you know, you listed it as untested.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But, you know, he just wanted to, you know, make sure I was still happy and all that sort of stuff. So
Which you can understand. I mean, to get a good reputation of the seller.
Exactly, and that's the thing is, I said it to him today. He said I was very pleased, and yeah, that wraps it all up. A fair pile, and we've probably rambled on for ages, and we've more to record.
Yes, so just see you nice.
Yes.
We need a way of just shutting this off, you know.